Episode 3. Oh my god, this is the best episode of the Defenders by far. Everything I said that was a negative from episode 1 to a little bit in episode 2. Episode 3 was brilliant. You even made me feel something for the Iron Fist. Whenever you hear the name Danny Rand, my skin would just be I hated him. But here, in this episode, he was a badass. A fucking badass. When he goes and he meets Luke Cage in the alleyway in episode 2, and they get in their tuffle. And I loved when Luke Cage goes home, and the night nurse comes in there, and he's, putting the ice pack against his face, and she says, "Who hit you?" And the way that she looked at him, I was like, that looks like a mom going to her son being like, "I'm going to fuck up whoever hit my son." And I love it. He tells her, he's like, "Yeah, this dude hit me. He was this white little dude with like a glowing fist." I absolutely loved it. She just goes, "Oh, really? Well, I know who he is. I'm going to go and call his mother." And so what does she do? She calls him up, and they both had to meet. And that meeting between them, I was just like, all right. And I liked how their different ideologies come into play. And it was awesome to see. And I never would have thought that I would be saying to you, I, David Lee, really liked Iron Fist in this one episode. And hopefully it continues on. Because I felt like the tonal shifts of the first episode are gone. And everything has meshed to make a Defenders tone. It's just really awesome to see how this thing is just ramping up. And I'm not even talking about the first scene in this whole entire episode. When you got Sigourney Weaver going up to Styx. And he's all chained up. And she's like, you just tell that they're banter back and forth. And then she said something that was really intriguing. Like you saw her earlier at this restaurant, and she was eating this food, and she said this was better than what I've tasted in, I forget what but it was an old name for an old city, I think. And the guy who made it or served it to her is like, "Oh, you mean this place?" Because that was the name of the old. And I was like, how old is Sigourney Weaver's character? Because we do know that they can they can basically resurrect somebody from the dead with, like they've done with Elektra. And you get to see the birth of Elektra in this episode. And it's so brilliant. Brilliant. When you see the whole ritual with Elektra, and then you finally see her resurrect. And I could not believe how great that shot was, where she comes out with all that, it looked like blood that was all over her, and she's kind of slipping around, and Sigourney Weaver's character is just standing there like a badass, like a parent waiting for the child to come to him. And Elektra kind of does an offensive move towards her, and you see the henchmen in the back kind of get out their sword just a little bit, and Sigourney Weaver just raises her hand. The people just put it back. I was like, oh my god, that is brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. There's so much brilliance in this episode that it really just, you need to see it, which I hope you have, because if you haven't noticed, this is a spoiler heavy episode where I'm just talking about all the great things. There are so many great things, from Jessica Jones still looking into the man that just killed himself in her office / her home, and all that drama's going on, and then that brings her and Matt Murdock together. And I was like, okay, yay, these two got together. And Luke Cage and the guy who I thought I'd never like, and actually liked in this episode, come together. I thought, all right, this is the moment. where they all come together. And at the end of this episode, with Danny Rand, after talking to Luke Cage, and I love it when Luke Cage tells Danny, he's like, you were always born into privilege. You were always born into power. Don't think because you're the Iron Fist right now that you were never going to be in power. You're a rich white guy. So start acting like it. And start noticing that not everyone that works for the Hand is working for the Hand. They're just trying to feed their family and just trying to find a way to live. And I'm looking, Iron Fist, and you got Luke Cage just saying, I'm looking out for the little guy. And I love when Danny doesn't whine and bitch about it. He just goes and meditates, and he figures out, yes, I have a corporation. I have power outside of just being the Iron Fist. And he finds out what company is laundering money through his company, and he finds all this out, and all that was taken care of last season. And he finds out the name of the company that was working for the Hand, or most likely is the Hand. And like a badass, he goes to that company's building. He says, I'm going to talk to the CEOs. He goes up there, and he is telling these people, these CEOs, who are just sitting at the table, and it's just such a beautiful shot. And he's like, my name's Danny Rand. You killed my parents. You killed my parents. And I'm going to destroy you. And there was a moment in there where you've been seeing like his nightmares about the place where he trained, and that was his home, being all of his people being slaughtered. And you're starting to get a little bit more backstory with it. It's amazing how in just 2 episodes and a whole entire season of Iron Fist, which I really did not finish, I actually like this character now. I really, really do. And he's telling these board members, I'm going to destroy you. And then Sigourney Weaver comes in there and just puts a hand on him. It was amazing. And then that final scene with Daredevil confronting Elektra. It was like, I want to go to the next episode, please. And I was really tempted just to click on the next episode and then do this review after I watched the episode. But no, I don't want to kind of mismatch, and I just want to focus on one episode at a time, one review at a time, and just go in not knowing what the next episode is going to bring. And I'm really stoked. I can't believe it. After the first episode, if you watch that review, which hopefully you did, because you'll see how negative I was on that episode, and seeing how it goes on to episode 2 and then episode 3, where it's just, I cannot wait to go to the next episode. So my name is David Lee. Have you seen The Defenders? What did you think about it? Let me know it down below. And what did you love about this episode? I didn't even talk about Styx cutting off his own fucking hand to get out of the situation. Was brilliant episode, guys. Brilliant.